What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video, because when the NFL draft starts, I'm giving away a jersey for every single draft pick the Ravens make. When I do those reaction videos, make sure to comment down below. I'll be doing a giveaway through there for each of those picks. That's 5 jerseys with the 5 picks we know of. Maybe it's more. But it's Mock Draft Monday, and it's the finale of Mock Draft Monday. And I couldn't be happier with the mock draft that I did. If you guys do not know the rules, I don't redo any of these mock drafts. I do one mock draft. I typically change up the sites every once in a while. I did this one through Pro Football Network. A lot of people are always telling me it's really good. I think I've done 1 or 2 on there so far this offseason. But the other thing is no trades. So this is with the Ravens where they sit right now currently. And it's what I would do. It's not a prediction of what the Ravens will do. No. If I was Eric DeCosta, this is the draft I would do. And this is by far the best draft that I've done. If the Ravens came out with this draft, I would give them an A+. It would be perfect. Now, that's my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below your mock drafts. Let me know your thoughts on my mock draft. But let's jump right into it. Round 1, pick 22. My number 1 player for the Ravens to get was on the board, Mr. Joey Porter Jr., cornerback out of Penn State University. I believe he's the number 1 cornerback in this draft. I know a lot of people will say it's Devin Witherspoon or it's Christian Gonzalez. I disagree. I think it's Joey Porter Jr., very physical, very motivated, very tough, and he has good ball skills. Not for getting interceptions, but for punching the football out. Plays very similar to Marlon Humphrey. Coincidentally, Marlon Humphrey plays for the Ravens. That's the comp for Joey Porter Jr. And I think it's perfect. And I think he joining Marlon would be an absolutely filthy cornerback duo on the outside, and with very good safety help as well. That would make this Ravens defense something special, and it's already really good. Next up, round 3, pick 86. I feel like if we go with corner in the first round, I still like the idea of drafting a wide receiver. And my belief is the Ravens need a big body wide receiver. And in my opinion, outside of round 1, Quentin Johnston, or maybe, he slides to round 2, Quentin Johnston, the best big body wide receiver in the draft class is Xavier Hutchinson out of Iowa State. If you don't know about him, he is a physical specimen. He is 6'2", 6'3". I think he's like 6'2 3/4 or something like that. Strong hands, attacks the football, and catches the ball in traffic. Now, he's not Anquan Bolden physical. He needs to up that game a little bit. But the thought going into the combine was that he was really slow. And he impressed at the combine, ended up running like a very low, it was like a 4.61. And it became, oh, this guy's playable. You can use him. And at that size, we could absolutely use him, not just as a big body possession wide receiver, use him in the red zone, use him on third downs to get those jump balls and things like that, which he can do all of it. He can block. We don't have any big body wide receivers. We lost Miles Boykin. We need somebody to throw out there to potentially block in the red zone, block on third and short. Not trying to use him only in that role, but we need some size on the outside. And I think Xavier Hutchinson, I love him in the 3rd round for the Ravens or whatever team drafts him. He's somebody that I am very excited to watch his NFL career. So super happy that I was able to get him. Normally I'm not able to. But next up, pick 124. I went with a running back that he's not like, I love Dwayne McBride, but I feel like what the Ravens need is a pass-catching running back. And Kenny McIntosh was on the board. I did not go with him. I went with the best pass-catching running back outside of generational running back talent, Bijan Robinson, and that is Tajay Spears out of Tulane. He is very quick, very agile, great balance. A lot of people compare him to Alvin Kamara, and I don't hate that comparison. Because he just is so fluid when he catches and when he's running with the football. And I think, we don't know what's going to happen with JK. We don't know what's going to happen with Gus Edwards because both of them are not under contract for next season. So if Tajay Spears could come in and be that 3rd down running back and maybe take over next year as RB1 or become the number 2 next to JK Dobbins if we decide to re-sign him, that's going to be a valuable piece. He's also somebody with the ability, like very few running backs come into the league with this ability, but he could probably line up in the slot. He could probably line up at wide receiver in certain circumstances, and you could run him routes. He is somebody where he is just dynamic, and you want to get the ball in his hands. And I think that's exactly what Todd Monken is looking for. And Tajay Spears brings it. He's got good speed. Next up, pick 157. I went with an offensive lineman. This is, in my opinion, in terms of late round offensive guards, which I think is the most important lineman spot for the Ravens currently. I went with Chandler Zavala out of North Carolina State, NC State. I think he is somebody that is just a consistent starter. He's been very good. When he was off the field, NC State was terrible running the football. When he was on the field, they were very good. And that shows whenever you have somebody that misses time and you can clearly tell the offensive line is not just like regressing, depressing. They were horrible running the football when he left. Like they went from one of the better running teams in the country to one of the worst rushing teams in the country. So, getting somebody that's just been a consistent starter in, a good conference, not a small school, him coming from the ACC, but overall, I just think that getting depth at the guard position is always beneficial, especially when we don't know who's going to be the starter. He can compete for that starting job with Ben Cleveland. Don't necessarily think he would win it out, but the Ravens have been very good at drafting, I feel like, offensive guards in the very late round. Like, I feel like, we brought in Ben Powers, right? We brought in, now we're going to see if Ben Cleveland's going to be able to step into that role. But we've been drafting a lot of these guards and ended up using him, eventually over time. Bradley Bozeman, I believe, was another one where it's just like, oh, we can now use this guy. So I think Chandler Zavala would be a really good draft pick for the Ravens, just to get that depth certified. And then finally pick 199. This was a guy, I wasn't too familiar with him, but I kind of really like him. I want to watch more of him. But it's Jalen Green, not the Houston Rockets Jalen Green, but Jalen. That's the difficult part of finding film is keeps coming up with Houston Rockets Jalen Green. Safety out of Mississippi State. He is a big body, strong safety that is more of a box safety, run stuffing type. He's not going to play single high. He's not amazing in coverage. He used to be a cornerback, transitioned over to safety, but he's physical and he's smart and he's going to attack the football. What does that remind you of? Chuck Clark. We just lost Chuck Clark. If we draft someone like Jalen Green, where he can sub in certain packages and play in that linebacker role next to Roquan Smith, and then in other packages go in and play slot corner, which he can do, I think that offers that versatility on the defense. Allows Kyle Hamilton to sometimes play towards the line of scrimmage, sometimes play over top. Marcus Williams can do that as well. Again, even subbing him in and out with Geno Stone. This is not me taking him to replace Geno Stone. It's Geno Stone is the pass defender. Jalen Green is the run defender, in terms of backup safety. So I think it would be a really interesting pick. And what's funny is Geno Stone was the last pick the Ravens had in the year that he was drafted. Now, he was a 7th round pick back in 2019. Pretty sure it's 2019. Yeah, 2019 Geno Stone, 7th round pick. I'm really thinking that Jalen Green could be a similar type of impact. Again, Geno Stone didn't do anything his rookie year, but eventually when he started getting more minutes, it was like, oh, this guy can ball. And the Ravens loved getting safeties late, whether it's undrafted free agents like Ar'Darius Washington or whether it's safeties like Geno Stone. Or even, go back further, Chuck Clark. I mean, we love the late round safeties. So I think Jalen Green would be really interesting. I really want to watch more of it. I'm going to continue looking for more stuff on him because it's just really hard to find because all you find is basketball videos. But let me know in the comment section down below your guys' thoughts on this draft. I'll run through it one more time. Joey Porter Jr., Xavier Hutchinson, Tajay Spears, Chandler Zavala, and Jalen Green. In my opinion, this is the best draft I've done so far. This is my favorite draft I've done so far. If the Ravens did this, I would be stoked. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.